Good morning. Today I'm going to show you how to trim your models. First thing you want to do is establish your water flow. So you're going to turn the knob here a couple of times to get the water coming out. You don't want it going so fast that it'll splash you, but you want it enough that it wets the blade. You should see it coming out of the sink here a little bit. Okay, then you're going to turn on the on button, which is in the back of the machine near the wall. You're always going to start with the lower. And the first thing I'm going to do is establish my trim line just so I have an idea of how far in I want to go. You don't have to do this once you get good at it, but it helps when you're beginning. So you just draw a line across, and that's how far in I'm going to go. Next, I'm going to line up my midline with this line on the blade here. And I'm going to push in with even force on both sides. The harder you push, the faster it'll go. Okay. Then I'm going to stand it up and make sure that I have a nice, even line across so it sits flat on the blade. Next, I'm going to line up my cuspid parallel to the blade. So I'm going to find it and line it up. And then I'm going to push in. When I do this side, I'm going to push a little bit harder with my left hand than my right hand. Not turning the model at all, letting the pressure and the blade do all the work. Okay, then I'm going to line up my other cuspid, finding it, line it up, push in, and now on this side I'm going to push a little bit harder with my right hand than my left hand. I should begin to see the beginnings of an A-frame or a triangle. Okay, in the front here, I'm going to give it a nice curve, but in order to get a nice curve, I'm first going to give myself a straight line. So I've got a nice straight line here, and now I'm going to curve in between the two corners. So I'm going to start at one point, go all the way around to the other side. Nice straight little curve. You don't have to have it severe. It just has to have enough that it tucks in all the material here in the front so you can easily see the anterior teeth. Next, I'm going to cut the corners because they're rather sharp right now, so I'm going to make those a little bit smoother. And you notice I'm not wearing gloves. You do not wear gloves with this because you do not want them to get stuck in the machine. So there are two lines on the blade here making a V. I'm going to line up the back of the model on one side, push in, line up the back of the model on this side of the line, and push in, and there is how you trim your lower model. Okay, sits flat. Okay, should be able to get it to sit flat on all of our sides, so good job there. Okay, next I'm going to go to the upper. We're going to begin the upper in the same manner as we did the lower. So you'll establish your trim line with the pencil, push in, and again, the harder I push, the faster it will go. So you can go fast or slow depending on your comfort zone. Okay. Now I'm going to find my cuspid again, line it up parallel to the blade. Again, when I'm on this side of the model, I'm going to push a little bit harder with my left hand. Not turning it, just pressing a little bit harder. So it tucks it in nice and tight on this side. Okay, so getting that nice sort of slanted line there. I'm going to go to the other side, find my cuspid again, line it up parallel with the blade, and then I'm going to push a little bit harder with my right hand. Okay, there we go. And now Now, the difference between our upper and lower, so far we've had no differences. The difference is our front, or the anterior portion. We're gonna make a little rooftop, not a steeple, a rooftop. So again, I like to start out with a nice straight line. Okay, now I've established 2 corners. So I'm gonna take the one corner and put the point to the blade and let the blade do all the work. I'm not gonna turn it or move it, just push until that meets the midline. Okay, so you see I've kind of started the rooftop there. Now I'm gonna go to the other point, and again, let the blade do all the work and have it meet in the midline. It's a little steeper than I like, so I'm gonna take it in a little bit more. Okay, and there they look pretty balanced, and it's right, if you can see, the point, or the point of the rooftop comes right between the midline. And then I'm going to use that same V again to establish my 2 corners. Okay, so there we've got that. Now we know we trimmed our models well. When we put them together, we find the natural bite of the patient, and we put them together, they stay together. So see how that came apart there? That means one of my models is longer than the other. So I'm gonna trim it in just a teeny bit. Okay, find the bite again. And whoopsie. See if they'll stay together. So now we've got that. We've got it not staying together there quite, so I gotta figure out where I'm different and not staying together there. So we're gonna tuck in a little bit. Just real gentle. Okay. Stay together, okay? And this is how your trimmed models should look when you are done. Okay, this is the lower, the smaller teeth has the curve, the larger upper teeth has the rooftop, and lastly, when we're done trimming, we're gonna clean the machine. So we're gonna make sure that we grab a bowl of water. We can turn off the motor now and turn off the water, but we're going to dump some water in here because we never want to leave it dirty. And we're going to wipe the faceplate off, making sure we cleaned it just so it's nice and neat and it doesn't get clogged with the old plaster. Okay. Again, we do not wear gloves when trimming because it can be dangerous. And we clean up our mess here. As you know, we leave it cleaner than you found it. Okay, and we put everything back away. Thanks for watching.